Alright boys, I was up all night, and this is the only way I think you can make this car any better. 100% rear wheel drive. Alright, what's up guys? Going to sand these off, see how it comes out. I kind of started screwing around with it. I got like this. I can go at like a tight little angle like that, I guess. It started just coming right off, honestly. So that's the plan. I mean, I'll bring you back if I screw anything up. And then we are going to put this back together. We got to get all these brackets on today. Oh, and I got to clean that damn oil filter housing. And then I actually emailed about the gaskets. They should be here today. So this is actually kind of just peeling right off, like I was hoping. Hopefully, since I polished it so good, it's just literally sliding right off even with my fingernail. But I think I'm going to peel off the corners, what's going to suck. This is like rubber. I'm going to have to like trace the shit out. I'm going to use the X-Acto knife. It's coming right off because I polished it, but there's so much paint on there. This is coming off like a sticker. I honestly don't know the best way to do this. This paint doesn't really sand, dude, because it's like rubber. Alright, I guess I'm going to trace them, and then I'll go through, slide it off, like if it's a sticker, and then I'm going to go over and sand it. It's literally a sticker. Oh, this is super stressful. I pretty much had to start from 80 grit. So I think I'm pretty well good. I don't think I'm going to screw anything up. I just got to not slip off the letter while I'm sanding. Alright, I'm working on 800 right now. The bottom to the 2. I say with 800. That's only the 6, so. I've been using this paint stick. My buddy actually gave me this idea. It works out pretty fucking good, actually. Everything's set with 800. That's all I'm doing for right now. The gaskets are here. So I'm going to start putting the engine bed together. Alright, let me know if you guys need anything. Alright, for real, don't forget, if you guys need any of these that I don't use, let me know. Alright, let me get these valve covers just wiped down, get these new gaskets in them, and get them back on the engine so I don't have to worry about anything falling in there. And then we're going to start putting shit on. There we go. They're on for real this time. They actually look really good. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It depends on how the intake comes out. If the intake comes out and it matches, I'll probably leave it like that for a while until I decide to like do cams or something. Then I'll powder coat it all. Alright, let's start getting these gaskets on. Gotta get the intake runners on. I just don't know if I'm gonna paint these or not. You don't see them. And I mean, it's aluminum, it's not going to rust. And I mean, if you get paint in there, the injectors might not seal good. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to paint this. It was painted by whoever built the engine before, if you remember. I made sure I gave this to them because I definitely wanted this blasted. Alright, I already took one of these O-rings off. This is for the thermostat housing and the water pump. The thing got super hot. Damn, dude, this is a nice gasket kit. Alright, I don't know what the torque is on these. I'm gonna look it up real quick. It's 9 to 13 foot-pounds. Alright, I don't like having to use this extension in this long socket either, so I got it set at 18. It says between 9 and 13. Back out here. I got this light set up, so hopefully you guys can see a little bit better. I think I'm going to put the exhaust manifolds on. And then I'm going to try to wrinkle black this. And if this does not come out with just that little amount of paint, I'm going to use a heat gun this time. Talked to a few of you guys. I also talked to R-Spec Ryan. I watched a couple other videos. You pretty much just want to heat it up after every coat. If it doesn't come out right, I'm just going to take all these off and send them and have them powder coated. But let's get these exhaust manifolds on, and then I'm not going to walk you through me painting the intake. I'll just show you if it works out. You don't want to like sand these, alright? You want to just clean this off so it's a nice flat mating surface so it seals good. I'm going to take a Dremel and go around these a little bit. Just clean all this out. Because, I mean, the gasket's a lot bigger than these holes. So, I'm just going to clean these edges up a little bit. That's it. Just, if you're doing this, remember, you don't want to, like, sand a lot. Just get this nice flat so it's a good mating surface to seal. If you sit here and, like, sand the shit out of one side, it's going to leak. I just want to let you guys know that real quick. Alright, that's it scuffed up. I actually might leave it like that. Like just that brushed nickel look. That's just hit with a red Scotch-Brite, Brillo, whatever you want to call it. But I actually like that. I don't know, I'm going to let it dry and see what it looks like. It might just look good right now because it's wet. Alright, I don't know how many times I'm going to forget to clean this, but I'm going to do it right now. I'm just going to spray it with some degreaser and hose it off and see what it looks like. This thermostat housing needs cleaned up too. Almost forgot about that. I guess I'm just going to have a whole day of fucking cleaning. Alright, there's some of that silicone the engine builder was talking about. Shit is everywhere. This is silicone and gasket. I actually think I've complained about this before. They got a gasket and silicone on this one. I hate that. Don't reuse your old gasket and then just put silicone on both sides and think it's okay. Just use silicone if you're not going to buy a new gasket. Jesus, dude, look at this shit. Look, it's all wrapped around there. Ridiculous. Please don't do this. Oh, that's why they did it, because their gasket ripped. There's the water housing. That was just a lot of scrubbing to get that look. I was trying to make it look nickel like that. I ended up having to use like a copper wire brush on that to get down in all those little grooves and everything, but I think I'm going to stick with this nickel look. I really like it. I really like that a lot. Alright, well I just changed the battery in the camera and realized that I've been zoomed all the way in all day like an asshole. I don't even know if any of that footage all day is useful or not. It might all be useless. Alright, I'm going to get these exhaust manifolds on. I thought I had a bottle of assembly lube, but I don't, so I'm just going to use some, well, I think this is 1030, I don't know. This is just leftover engine oil from when I did the Mercedes. I can't get a torque wrench on this, so I'm just gonna go feel, I guess. Alright, well obviously you can't get a torque wrench on these, so I'm just gonna do the double wrench, see how it plays out. I might actually end up waiting on this water housing because I don't know if I'll be able to get the motor off. I need to get a thermostat anyways. Let's put the oil filter housing on. I gotta figure out these brackets. I did a horrible job of like taking pictures. I took one picture of one side with half the brackets off of it. In my head, the reason why I didn't take a bunch of pictures was because I was like, I can just go back and watch my video. I edited all that out, really. And I didn't do a really good job of explaining which brackets I took off of which side. Like the one clip, I was like, oh yeah, there's a bracket over here that connects to the transmission behind the starter. I don't know which bracket that is. That was like a horrible explanation. So, I don't know what I was thinking, why I didn't take pictures of where the brackets went. Alright, I think that's how this goes. I don't have any pictures of this side. and I really didn't record it too well. But pretty sure this goes to the turbo. This goes back to the transmission under the starter. I can't put this motor mount on yet because I can't do it until I get the engine off the stand, because I won't be able to get that engine stand bolt out. But that goes right here, like that. And I got exactly 3 bolts left. That's for like the power steering pump and pulley. And this thing is right there. I don't know what goes into these, or if anything does. Oh yeah, I gotta put that oil feed line on, and then hopefully those turbo gaskets will be here soon, and I'm gonna put those turbos on. Oh fuck, I forgot all about that. Gotta put this bracket on. I cannot get these two to line up. Look at that gap from the bracket and the engine bracket, or from the engine and the bracket. I can't, no matter what I do, I can't get this thing to go any closer. It's like this whole bracket's warped. If I line up the top, these side ones don't line up. My God, I'm so stupid. This whole bracket breaks into 2. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this off, put this on, then put this on. So this is what they had in there, and it literally only threaded like 3 threads, and then they filled it with silicone. That's what was in there when I took that bracket off, and that oil pump. And this is to the AC. It's gonna give me at least a couple more threads, so I'm gonna use this. Yeah, dude, that's so much better. It gives me so much more threads. Look, I'll show you. This is what they had in there. You see how this is what they had in there? It literally goes all the way flush and turns 1, 2, 3 times. And they just had it filled up with silicone. This is to the AC. This, you see how much more room I get? Yeah, I'm using this AC bolt. I'm also going to put silicone on it, just because I'm worried about it leaking. Alright, I'm actually going to let this sit for like a good 15-20 minutes before I go screwing it in there. Alright, while I'm waiting for that RTV to set up a little bit, this has been soaking. This is the timing belt cover. I'm going to go wash this up. I'm not going to sand this down. I'm not going to paint it. I'm just going to clean it up real nice. Dude, realizing that this broke into 2 pieces changed everything. So if you're trying to do this, definitely break your bracket into 2 pieces. I didn't know it did that. Alright, I'm going to let that sit for a little bit, and I'll probably do like another quarter turn on it. I got it pretty snug though. Dude, it kind of like ruins the look of the engine with that cover on there. I'm definitely putting it on there. I just might take it off to get a thumbnail. It's next day, turbo gaskets are here. Super pumped about that. Super excited for some reason just to put the turbos on. Got new studs. So excited about this, you don't even understand. Alright, I gotta stop pussyfooting around. I've kind of just been staring at this thing all day. Gotta get this together. I believe everything's here but the O2 sensors and my clutch. Damn it. I might have to take this front one back off to get the coolant line on. I don't know yet. But I actually started hooking up this oil feed line. I don't want to do that yet. I want to have those off the turbos. Pressurize this oil system on the engine. Have oil come out of there. Just in case there's anything in these lines, I just don't immediately put it into the turbo. You know what I mean? So at least if there's a little bit of metal shavings or for some reason anything at all, it'll drain out there instead of just going into the turbo. Yeah, that's what that whole bracket is just for that. That's crazy, that heavy ass bracket. I should just go to a machine shop and have them make me smaller brackets for all this shit. Alright, I'm gonna clean up these oil return lines because that's gonna drive me nuts. I've walked around this thing 15 times, at least, if not more. I'm so pumped about this. Hey, answer this question for me, guys. Why don't I turn the engine over? I don't understand why I keep bending down and stuff when it's on an engine stand. I can just rotate the whole engine. So stupid. I always forget that. I've like turned this engine over twice this whole time. Alright, I got the other one on. You have to take that bracket off, the one that goes to the transmission. There's no, it blocks that hole at the top. So you have to take that bracket off right there to put the oil return line on. But at least if you watch my video and you go and do this, you won't have to do a bunch of shit 8 times, like me. I think this is going to be the end of the video, guys. Tomorrow, if my oil filter's here, I will probably fill it up with oil and turn it over by hand. Get some oil up in this bitch, and then hook the oil feed lines on the turbo. Fill that up with some oil. And then put the coolant lines on, put the water housing on, and I'm ready for the transmission to be on. I think that's it. I need pulleys. Alright, well, I'll see you in the next video. This thing is fucking sick.
I'm willing to die for this shit. I'm ready to flip and end up in prison the rest of my life for this shit. So my mama ain't want me, she got an abortion, I end up surviving this shit. And if I want a son, I ain't got the money, I'll probably be robbing.